Shingeki no Bahamut was one of the most enjoyable new action anime that I've seen in at least half a year, and not just because of the fights, but because of its story and the characters. And what's sad about this is that Bahamut was modeled after a mobile card game. There was no manga, there was no light novel, but still, it managed to tell a more interesting story than Akame ga Kill. Why compare the two? Because they both came out in the same year, and they're both medieval fantasy action series. The premise is that there are three factions: the humans, the angels, and the demons. There's a giant dragon who is capable of destroying the world, but he's sealed away and the demons wish to set him free. Our three main protagonists are Favaro, the wild thief, Kaiser, the honorable ex-knight, and the half-demon Amira. Both Kaiser and Favaro have a history together as former childhood friends turned bitter rivals as they break down into a brawl whenever their paths cross. Something really interesting I thought about this was how similar the structure in the beginning was to Samurai Champloo and how similar the characters act. We have Favaro, the wild, loud-mouthed, poofy-haired vagrant, and he's obligated to help out Amira because she needs to find someone, and she cast a spell on him that obligates him to help her until she's found her mom. And then we have a Kaiser, who is this honorable ex-knight that decides to help her out of a sense of duty. And of course, once their journey is complete, both Kaiser and Favaro have vowed to finish their duel once and for all and finally end that battle between them. Sounds pretty familiar, right? I wouldn't blame them if they did take a lot of influence from Samurai Champloo because it is an awesome series, so I don't really mind. Honestly, Amira is just a bit of a plot device. She's very shallow only because of her ignorance, and I can overlook this simply because her past finds a way to anchor her down into the series and give her meaning. I felt that Favaro and Kaiser were properly characterized. We get to see who they were in their past, we get to learn a decent amount about who they are currently, and because of their experiences with each other and with this adventure that they're going on, we see their personality change gradually. This is how you write a story. You don't just fill it with a bunch of one-dimensional characters and then expect the viewer to care when they get killed off. Not saying any names here, but I'm looking at you, Akame ga Kill. Now, I admit, the plot is pretty basic, but the characters bring it to life, and coupled with how beautiful their world is, you're gonna wish that this was longer than 13 episodes. The fights themselves were really beautiful, especially towards the ending of the first season here, but my favorite fights out of the entire anime were always Favaro versus Kaiser. The art style in Shingeki no Bahamut is really all over the place, but it takes a bit to get used to, and once you do, I think you can appreciate it. There are times when it will be very bright, using vibrant colors, and then there are other times when it will switch to this sepia tone filter that they put over it that makes everything look brown, and it's kind of strange that way, but I think they do it to try and fit the certain moods that we're seeing play in the series. And then we are also seeing some CG dragons, and also there appear to be some either golems or mechs there too, and I'm not really a big fan of CG, but I think the CG in Shingeki no Bahamut was properly done. They did a pretty good job there, especially compared to some of the other newer anime, like say for example with Cross Angie. That's a pretty recent one, and the CG in Shingeki no Bahamut really trumps that. Now, the art style itself, while it was unconventional and it took a bit to grow on me, I felt that the animation itself, they did a good job of that because it was very smooth and it was very consistent. I also enjoyed the audio. I liked the opening to this. I really liked the visuals that played during the opening. I thought that was beautiful as well. I liked the background music. It really did a great job of getting me pumped up to watch an episode. The voice acting was good. I have no complaints about the Japanese audio, and as of right now, there is no English dub. My final score of Shingeki no Bahamut is a 7.5 out of 10, while my overall enjoyment rating was an 8 out of 10. The only complaint that I have about this show is its pacing. It goes from mission to mission so fast that it kind of feels unnatural, and I enjoyed the times where they took a slower pace and went into the city, and we had a lot of dialogue and character development that way. I enjoyed that, and I wish we had more of it. Now, at the end of this series, we were hinted at a second season. The first season itself gives you a complete experience while teasing you at a second season. However, I would enjoy to watch a second season of this, but I would prefer to have 2 seasons worth of the content we saw in season 1. So if you've seen Shingeki no Bahamut, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you for all your support with the likes and comments, and I'll see you next time.